We are on 31 points. People think it's a joke that I'm asking for 40. They think I'm being some sort of clown, some sort of jokester. I'm not telling any jokes. I need my 40 points. I mean, we have to take some responsibility as a Chelsea fan base. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're sorry. Everybody's sorry that we chose this life. I mean, this is disgusting. This is despicable. This is the bottom of the barrel now.
Yes. We are safe. We are safe. Oh my goodness. We are staying up. 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 Come on. It's done. It's done. Done. We are having a parade. We need to have a party, people. We need to have a party because do you understand what this means? Do you understand what this means? We are on 42 points. We've actually managed to put ourselves in a predicament of survival, of safety, of security. And it's a beautiful day.
These guys, bro. Honestly.
Hi, and welcome along to the weekend roundup with Flex, Abby, of course, AGT, and give it up for Matisse.
Yes! Let's go! Let's go!
You're staying out!
Not in his face, wait.
Oh my god, not in his face.
What's up with the popper?
Oh my god.
What's that, man?
He flopped with the popper.
We need Jason. We need Jason for moments like this.
All that for that.
40 points. They have achieved it.
Yeah.
Frankie, we've got the cake here. By the way, the name of the cake is Frank.
It's Frank.
Right.
Should Matisse blow out his candle? Should he
blow out your candles, Matisse? You made it.
Make a wish first, wait.
Make a wish.
What do you want for next season?
Europa League.
Manager.
What's your next?
Top 10.
Okay.
Oh!
Can't do it. Chelsea's trying to get to 40 points.
Bad luck. This is really bad luck.
This guy, bro.
I'm so tired from the season, you know.
That is a bad omen.
That is a really bad
Look how long those candles took. The wish ain't gonna
That's how long it took to get to 40 points. Look how long it took. How tired I
Puffing
am.
and puffing.
Congratulations, you've made it. 40 points.
Staying up,
Chelsea are staying up in the Premier League next season.
Yep.
Congratulations.
I'm buzzing. Relief, honestly. Like that whole Nottingham Forest, Leicester, Leeds, they can hold that first of all. Do you know what I mean?
Well.
Everton. It became precarious. If we had actually been really down there, it would have been a proper fight. Last day of the season potentially. So, first win in 7. Not doing a 007 is fantastic, man. It's incredible.
Does that show that actually, like, you know, when you was like, we won't win a game for the rest of the season?
Yeah.
No, we're done. We're not going to win a game, and it's like, God, you'll win one.
Anything can
no
happen
one
in
thought
the
it'd be
Premier
maybe
League.
Bournemouth.
No.
Maybe was it Forest at home? You got?
Yeah,
I think
Forest at home.
Maybe everyone thought it'd be that game, not
Run you
Bournemouth.
on it.
But did it show that actually, you know,
Anything can happen
you
in
were
the
going to
Premier
get
League.
3 points.
Anything can happen. We see shocks all the time. Bournemouth were coming into this game 4 wins out of the last 5.
Mad.
We were coming in 4 defeats out of the last 5. And we managed, as the underdogs, to go to the Vitality Stadium, and it was them that needed the healthcare. We went in there and we got the 3 points. Do you know what I mean? It's beautiful, and they were gonna potentially go above us in the table. So,
Huge.
you know, we got it. Wolves, I think Wolves are now safe as well. We're safe. Palace is safe.
West Ham are safe.
Bournemouth are almost there. West Ham, yeah. So it's been stressful. Yeah.
Well, listen, you're safe for another year, but all jokes aside, who's going to come in as the next manager, and what do you need to do for next season? Because I'll tell you, I have to say, right, and by the way, you know, you're lucky that your game came during the week and there's been other games, right? Because last week you were there, you had the big cooking out on and stuff like that.
Yes.
When you played us the other day, your first half, your first half performance was amongst the worst I've seen
Don't worry,
from an away
team. I cooked him.
Oh, thank you, Abby. You know what I mean? Because you were shocking. And I looked on it and I'm like, at the start of the game, I saw Chelsea's lineup. I'm like, hey, that's a good, midfield. Kante, Kovacic, Enzo Fernandez. I'm thinking, but bro, Chelsea were horrendous. What needs to change? Because obviously those players that are playing on the pitch are much better than what they're showing.
Yeah.
How do they get back to being?
Pochettino's coming in.
It's not a done deal.
I know you said that
not
you
a done
cooked
deal
me,
yet.
but Pochettino's coming in.
not a
That's
done
gonna
deal
hurt.
yet. It's not a done
That's
deal
gonna
yet.
hurt.
It's
Like
not
I
a
said,
done
Pochettino, when he comes in, he's got to trim this squad. He's got to be very decisive. He's got to be very, very strict with this team. He can't be trying to be everybody's best
think
friend, which
trim's
is
the
what
wrong
we've seen.
word.
Trim, yeah. I mean, it's gonna have to
Bigger
be a
than that.
zero all over the
Yeah.
top. You know what I mean? Like
Fade.
no fade, no zero everywhere. So he's gonna have to completely cut this team up. And for me, he's a very good coach, and I've been kind of saying that for the last couple of months. He's been getting a lot of kind of heat. He's very underrated. He's very disrespected. But it's all up to this board to sell a lot of these players. We need about 10, 15 players to leave. As far
How
as
are
I'm
you going to do
concerned.
that though? I mean,
It's gonna be difficult,
Unless you just be
it's a yard
cancelling
sale.
contracts left, right, and centre.
I think Aubameyang's contract will be cancelled because
That's one player, but
that's
what
one.
about, you know?
It will have to be very. No, he's come on, Ross Barkley.
Is he still there?
He's not. He's at Nice.
Nice.
Ross Michael. Is he playing? I don't know. But it is going to have to be a thing where we take some humble pie and we actually let people go for way less than maybe their market value.
Give me like say 5 of the players that you think need to go.
Aubameyang,
Yeah.
Lukaku, Ziyech,
Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi, yeah. Pulisic, Aspilicueta definitely needs to go. Loftus-Cheek, I would be moving on because there's not going to be any space. Gallagher. Mount won't be your move now because Bellingham's not happening.
So we're getting Alexis McAllister, man.
Yeah? You sure about that?
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Sure about this?
Sure.
Don't put your...
Don't do that again.
No.
Listen now. After it's Hey Jude, do you know what I mean? Now it's Hey McAllister, now it's Hey Alexis. So, listen, for me, yeah, there's a lot of players there. Even the goalkeepers you could take a look at as well. Kepa and Mendy, their futures on.
What my man? What's his name again? Koulibaly.
Koulibaly as well. Yeah.
Not the
He's
guy.
on your list?
Yeah.
Who's not on your list? Let's shorten that down.
Levi Colwell, Badishile, Fofana.
So everyone you've just brought in.
Yeah, basically. Mudryk,
Okay,
Madueke, everyone we just
He's
signed.
on the list. He's staying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Madueke was really good at the weekend.
Sterling. What are you saying?
Sterling, if he wants to be here, it's kind of because I rate Sterling. Sterling wasn't one of my targets from the summer.
Sterling's
But
go Arsenal.
Sterling's proven himself in the Premier League enough times to say that listen, this is a very good player. This is not a player that Chelsea can look down upon. We're 11th. Do you know what I mean?
But even when you talk about, say, maybe a player like Sterling and moving him on, right? Let's say you did, right? He's on huge wages.
I don't think he'll go anywhere.
I heard he's on 300 grand a week.
Yeah.
What sort of wages is Lukaku on?
325.
£325,000 a week. So
How are you going to get rid of all these players?
how are you going to move all these players on?
They have to take pay cuts,
You'll have to
but-
cancel contracts and pay them off, which will be... That is the thing now, the situation. It's all right when you buy these players on big, long contracts and stuff like that, but they're on huge... I mean, if you're Lukaku, you're going to say, well, I ain't going nowhere unless them wages are matched.
I need that Saudi money. And I'm not talking about Man United ownership. I'm talking about actually...
Hang on, you want more money?
No. I need
not have
Lukaku to
enough?
come and... I need Saudi to come and...
Saudi to come take him.
Yeah,
so that you
if
can-
they're going for Messi,
But they're
then
not
they can
going to,
come and
though,
get Lukaku.
They're not going to.
Why not?
Slightly different.
And the player's going to have to...
Messi, Lukaku, you know?
The player himself is going to have to want to go to those places. You know
Well,
what I
he
mean?
doesn't want to come to Chelsea. He doesn't want to be at Chelsea. That's the upside. He really doesn't want to be here. So as long as Poch doesn't try and, put an arm around the shoulder and say, oh, don't worry, we can make it all better. As long as he doesn't do that, then we should be, at least we have a player that
May I
willingly
just
wants to
ask you a
leave.
question? What happens if you don't get Poch? Who's your backup?
I don't have a backup.
Okay, cool.
Oh, so now
I don't have a
it's-
backup.
What actually are the other
Okay.
candidates in terms of backup?
Then you must
Vincent
have
Kompany
a,
signed a new contract.
you
didn't
must
he?
have a backup.
Celtic manager was listed, so there's not much.
Well, he's just on the league, so-
we'll be getting Poch.
Gerrard
Same.
did that and then came here. Look what happened. That
Yeah.
don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen.
Isn't it? No, it's true though. It's true.
Congratulations, as I said, you live to fight
Yeah, man.
another season in
Yep.
the Premier League, and I'm sure
I'm so
all the
humble
Chelsea
for
fans
it.
will be happy with that. Big up to Frank, and you can cut the cake
Yeah,
up
you
later
should
on.
cut the
you know what I mean?
cake. It's good luck to cut the
Get him a
cake.
knife, right, so he can cut the cake.
There's
one there.
There's a
It's
knife
good
there.
luck to cut the cake.
Right, cut up some cake for everybody here. Jam Skeet says he's looking for an apology for making us wait for Flex's cooking. He says.
Save the best till last, isn't it? That's it.
Right. No, I think let's start with that. That was the last game of the weekend.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
It's got to go. How many times did KG say that?
KG last night on your stream.
Who's got to go?
Right, he said he's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go.
You were
He's got to go.
interviewing him
Is he
like a
not getting
couple
a new
weeks ago,
contract?
saying, "Oh, you're getting a new contract." Carrington.
He is getting it.
Well, actually, let's just play a quick video here for you to watch regarding the game.
Morning, Flex, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for asking. How are you feeling this morning? I heard you talking a lot about bottling this season with Robbie and that, and well, the irony's there, isn't it? Don't let that Champions League place slip through your fingers, if you know what I mean. But take care, mate. I hope you have a good show, and I'll see you soon.
You know, Nicky, Uncle Nicky would be in the
Mister,
building.
we're going down. We're going down. Mo's here. What's he still there? Wait, we ain't got a chance, Rob. Now look at him. Safe on Man United's watch. Well done, Man United.
It's a very good impression.
Do you know what they did, yeah? what West Ham did? They used Man United, get ready for Europa Conference League. Got big game, semi-final. We'll get our Premier League status confirmed at home against that lot. And we're ready for AZ Alkmaar. That's what happened. And they should have won 3-0.
I've got a question. Why are Manchester United so bad on the road? They're a bipolar team. At home, they've been brilliant. I think they've only lost one game at home all
Brighton.
season. And that was right at the start of the season. Remember that?
First game of the season.
Right? Away from home. Absolutely shocking. One of the worst teams. One of the worst records.
We've lost
road.
the same away games as Everton.
Wow.
That's a good start.
Now mad that is.
That's crazy.
We've lost the same away games as Everton.
What is it that away from home?
Mentality.
Oh, now it's
Ironically,
that
mentality.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Rashford meant.
I mean, he's got that much goals because of his mentality, but as a team...
Isn't it they hasn't scored
You
since
know?
Feb? What was the stat you gave me?
Oh yeah,
this
I've got the stat
morning?
actually
Get
here.
your
No worries.
stat.
So, since February the 20th,
Why you got a laptop
Rashford
today?
has scored 2 league goals.
You never bring a laptop. You're always on your phone, mate.
Why has he got a laptop?
Mr. Vibes only... Liverpool can't get no Champions League. He's got a laptop. Why you got a
Let me
laptop
read the stat out, right? So since February the 20th, Rashford has scored 2 league goals. Since that time,
Jeez, I didn't know
Nunes, Ben Rama, Jack Harrison, Salah, Foden, Jordan Ayew, Philip Billing, Solanke, Bamford, Gundogan, Gakpo, Jordan, Saka, Eze, Welbeck, Jesus, Haaland, Kane and Odegaard have all scored more. And this is the Ballon d'Or.
They got more for them in the season? Or
Since February.
What about the season?
Well,
a stat.
there's a few that have got more than him this
That's
season.
what I'm saying.
correct.
But
Listen, don't try and do this stuff. Facts are the facts, my friend. It's not been a good run for your boy.
yeah. Listen, away from home, shocking.
But why? What is it? I'm trying to figure it out.
Because the mentality that they show away from home isn't there. When it's glory Man United in front of the Stretford End, 72,000 packed out. It's easy to play then. It's easier to play then. You know what I mean? And actually, that shows how good our home form's actually been, that we're even in this position, because clearly
Sound like a relegation team.
away form has been shocking.
That's
and
what
actually,
Forest have said all
but you
season.
know what the worst thing is? The irony is that the away form was only bad against the top half. We'd actually beaten all the teams in the bottom half. Now we've just lost to a team in the bottom half for the first time this season. So that metric's gone as well. And you can't keep playing like that. And everyone says, a lot of Man United fans saying it's fine. You know, obviously we're still favourites to get the Champions League. Obviously Alex was saying his team's got no chance of getting Champions League. He's just here for vibes.
Said 10%.
That's
now it's about.
He said zero. You said zero.
yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I did not say
You've
zero.
gone from. You said we ain't getting Champions League. I'm just here for vibes. That's what you said. Did you not?
I said that, but then it changed.
Oh,
after
right.
the
Did you say it or did you not? That's what you said.
I asked him last
But
night. He
Testament-
said it's
but-
50-50.
Yeah, I said 60-40. 60-40.
But now
I said.
that was before the game. So now what?
Yeah.
One point
exactly.
behind
It's
Liverpool
50-50
are.
now.
Liverpool 1 point behind you. You do
We've
have a
got
game in hand.
Yeah.
You do have
game has
3.
Chelsea at home, and now all of a sudden now they've won a game,
My G,
and all
you
of a
gotta do
sudden
this
now
for me,
would you
man.
put it past them putting in a performance? Look,
Kind of
the
on the
task
beach.
has not changed for Man United. You've got to put 9 points on the board. At the beginning of this little mini run, it was get 9 points out of 18. You know what I mean? 3 games out of 6. Then we lost to Brighton. All right, well, it hasn't changed. You know, you got to get 9 points out of 5. Then you lose to West Ham. You got to get 9 points out of 4. And everyone's saying, obviously, that, you know, the 3 home games is the saviour because Man United are expected to win them, which on paper we are. But
No, light work.
but now,
Light work for
but
you.
now, they're 3 cup finals. They're not just 3 normal games at home where you know, because we won't beat Bournemouth away from home.
Are you sure? We did it.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
Honest, if they
we can't.
can do it.
Nah,
Come
we
on.
ain't going to beat
Are
Bournemouth.
you sure?
I'm sure.
We we won again.
Nah,
we won a game.
Nah. We won because everyone's saying Bournemouth are safe. So that's easy. Like, you'll be all right going there. No, that makes them we're safe. Let's have a real go.
Bournemouth actually had chances against Chelsea as well, didn't they?
What I will say is, what's that? There's a saying that you said it. I think you said it. Is it all year? What's that thing of it's in our hands, isn't it? Is it in our hands?
It's in your hands.
Yeah,
it's in our hands.
It's light work.
It's in your hands.
It's in our hands.
It's in your hands. You're, as
all
it stands, Manchester United, 63 points. Played a game less than Liverpool, who are on 62 points. But Liverpool, 5 games now, undefeated. They've won all 5 of their last 5 games.
And
you've lost 2, drawn 1, won 2. And also, they've got a superior goal difference to you as well. You cannot afford to slip up.
If we don't beat Wolves
7-0
at home, which everyone's saying that we definitely will, if we don't beat Wolves at home,
Then it's
we will not win the next 3 on the bounce to do it.
No, light work. You'll finish top 4.
So,
The other thing I've got to ask you, David De Gea, or as some people call him, David De Era. I mean, again, it's another. He's a bit like your away record in that you watch him one week, world class. You watch him the next week, he throws one in. And again, yesterday, I mean, I saw your guys on your stream. You know, what I mean, you were just like. Almost like you've had enough of it.
I had to. I at Severe away in that stadium when he had that game. I knew that I went, it's time. But then I was like, you're trying to hold on to it.
But he could get a Golden Glove this season.
Yeah, and probably still will.
He's also getting a new
He probably still will. We have to look
contract
at. There's loads of reports.
Not gonna concede any
Eric
goals.
Ten Hag's obviously out saying, wants to give him the contract. We want him as part of the plans.
That's shocking.
Obviously, journalists are saying there's serious doubts there. But at the end of the day, you can't excuse the mistakes that he's making.
barely a shot
leading up to goals.
It's like a pass.
Bad errors.
He's like Lloris.
Bad errors. And really, as Man
like
United, and this is where you got to use Arsenal as the benchmark, and even Liverpool to a certain extent of the successful teams. Man United need to look back at their team in 2 years and it's almost unrecognisable. Because actually, when it's all said and done, when all the banter's to the side, we've got some good players, but we've got a lot of players that we think are better than they actually are. Like that is the real crux of it, and it's like 3 players. There's like 3 or 4 players from the old guard. So Martinez don't count because he's not part of the old guard. He's new. Out of like Shaw, Rashford, Bruno, then like the old guy like Martial, McTominay, Maguire, all the Dalot, there's only like them 2 or 3 because Casemiro's new as well. If you're looking at Rashford, Bruno, and Shaw, if the whole rest of the team is a whole different complexion, those guys can be around. Don't even always have to start, but they can be in the team. But until we look back at like you look at Arteta's squad now versus when he first come in, and you go, it's Xhaka, Martinelli was there, and Saka. Am I missing anyone? There's only 3 survivors, and Rob Holding, they don't count. So there's only 3 guys from the regime before him where you go, they can do something. Until Man United have that, we're going to be miles off it. We'll achieve things like a Carabao Cup, can achieve things like a good cup run and stuff, like can achieve maybe top 4. But in terms of pushing out, Eric Ten Hag's got to be so ruthless.
Is he the guy to do it?
Yeah.
So it's the De Gea thing lip service then?
I hope so. He said the same thing about Maguire when he came in. He said Maguire's the captain, he's been a good player. He ain't played since. Like, obviously, he always does that in public, innit? But we'll see if he gets it.
Right, let me do a couple of super chats here. Moment says, I don't think the answer is getting rid of all these players. I think this is to do with Matisse. He said, look at how and what he's done at Newcastle with basically the same squad as last season. Jordan Astro said, we made fun of Arsenal bottling it, but the truth is Man United are legit bottlers too now. At least we have a trophy this season, though. Blair Ben says, this is your guy that you met.
I was in Shoreditch yesterday. I was having some food and I went inside and he went, Alex. I was like, yeah. He was like, I watch DR Sports all the time. Really nice guy. He's a big fan of yours. He said, I've been watching United View since the start. Came out and gave me a free tray of shots. He was loving it,
guy
and he was a
getting
lovely
freeness
guy.
on.
You probably just
Yeah, he was a lovely
just got
guy.
him sacked.
And he was saying, "Oh, you got to tell Robbie to stop deflecting all the time."
Is
and
that
all
right,
this.
Blair?
But obviously they won yesterday. But big up Blair, man. He's a big fan of.
Yeah,
Big up, Blair.
he's well. He
Big up,
says
big
first
up.
of all, he says shout out to Flex. Been here since the start of United View, and I'm hoping that you told Robbie to stop bullying and deflect.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. Blair, like Blair, innit?
Blair.
Yeah.
What cameraman? Bro, I'm not going to lie. I got no leverage in this episode. Yeah? Like, I can't be telling anyone to do anything. Yeah, we're the only ones who didn't win this. Even they won.
Everyone won
Even
apart from
Matisse
you.
won. Yeah, the guy's safe. So I can't say anything.
Saskia says, I tune in every roundup. You guys have assembled an amazing panel and a cast all round. I'm a Liverpool fan.
Big up,
A
man.
special big up to Flex. My guy keeps it real and cracks me up on every show. Top channel. Thank you very much.
Bigging up you.
That's it, man. Got to be a nice person. I don't know many Man United fans coming on there bigging you up.
Apart from you. Apart from you.
Let's have a discussion, says, oh, that's a bit harsh. Shit, Chester United, he says. I like that guy who's good. No, I think I better be careful how I read this one.
Go.
I'll come back.
Baited.
Double check that one.
Let me come back to that one, but he's having a
Stop me doing that.
He's having a
Oh, wow, that's mad what
I'm
he's
not
just
reading
said.
this.
Sultan
Chats
says,
now.
Don,
Jeez.
let Cass be on the next watch along so that we can get top four. I think he had another
He
rough
hasn't
time.
won.
He hasn't
on the
won
other
yet.
side.
Jinx.
He's
Yeah.
a jinx.
Yeah, he hasn't won yet on a
Sevilla,
watch along.
Yeah,
West
man.
Ham.
Steve says, Flex really saying that we won't beat Bournemouth away.
I don't think we
When
will.
relegation battling Chelsea went there and done them over. Flex is so upset, his mind's gone bonkers, he goes.
I don't understand because when we was a lot of United fans actually, ironically, after Spurs, even after Villa, because we managed to scrape that game, I went, we ain't beat Brighton away. Flex, why are you being so negative? One guy said, Flex, I've had to stop watching you. I really like you.
I saw that in your
Do you know what I
preview.
mean? I went, oh, well, sorry, mate. That's just how it is. That's how I feel. I can't lie. Then after Brighton, I was fuming, obviously. I went, what? Can you see us going to beat West Ham? Because I can't. We won't beat West Ham.
By the
In
way,
comments, oh, why are you pessimistic, negative? I don't want to come and say I
Real
told you
spit,
on my own
though.
team. I'm just saying the mentality of the team and the momentum shift. These are real things.
But under Ollie, we were speaking about it before we started. Under
No
Ollie,
fans. No fans.
yeah, the away
the
record
best
was
away
crazy.
record
Away
was
record was
wicked.
insane.
Vibes,
Exactly.
but no fans.
So
You won the FA Cup with no fans. When everyone said you was never going to beat
No,
City.
but listen, what we're
Do you know what I
trying
mean?
to
You
say
did it,
is...
and then they beat you. There's no
But the
fans.
thing is,
You can't judge it.
if it's a mentality problem, the manager has to be...
Yeah, Eric Ten Hag is not exempt from any criticism. When you're the manager of a football club, you're always going to get some. The reason why I put this more on the players, though, is it's back to things like what Roy Keane used to say. This lad, they're never going to change the spots. Let's change the spots.
That's an absolute disgrace, Flex.
You know when he just does that, and he just gets like.
Do that louder.
Disgusting.
You whispered it. You whispered it.
I don't want Keano to be right, but he is like essentially that core group of players are the same players that at some point or another, at some stage of any season in the last 3 or 4 years, there's been big capitulations in it, and this season is no different. So Eric Ten Hag's brought in 2 of his own guys from Ajax, one who's now not even available for the rest of the season in Anthony in Martinez, and Anthony who's new. What can he do? He can't do it all. So
is he any better than Ollie? At this
Yes.
moment in time,
Yes.
I want to ask you this, right?
We won a trophy, so
If
yes.
you compared Ollie's first season and Ten Hag's first season, what was the difference?
Let's have a look.
Yeah, but that's where you can't look at
this
things. That's
laptop.
where you can't just go off the numbers of the away record that you have, because even that away record that we had.
But I'm just asking you.
I'm
answer
saying
that
I
question.
said yes. I said yes. He is better than Ollie. Of course he
All
is.
right.
Ollie, where is Ollie now?
That's true now, but I'm on about the first season.
No. I
The
think
first season.
you have to look at what he's had to contend with and what he's had to unpick, which was the mess that Ollie even put there before. At the end of the day, that's
But
failing
Ollie
players,
came in for a
no
similar
style
mess,
of play. And actually, look at our home. You can't get everything in one season. What I won't do as a Man United fan is self-combust and act like
No.
we are the worst team ever. Get rid of the manager and all this stuff. No, of course not.
At the end of the day, you still want a trophy. You could still also win an FA Cup.
And we still have a chance to secure top 4.
Yeah.
Now it will be, if we do not get top 4, forget the Carabao Cup, forget whatever the FA
Yeah.
Cup. Travesty.
Yeah.
Shocking.
It is.
Yeah.
Especially if Liverpool got it.
Listen, man,
they
do you know
got
what?
it.
Do you know how
After the 7-0 and
do you
then
know
for them to get to the top 4
mudded
as well.
we could be?
Yeah.
This could be City treble.
Yeah.
Bottle top 4 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And what else could happen?
And the Sevilla game was a big...
Sevilla game.
Just have the
Them two. Yeah, Carabao Cup vibes. So as long as we get the top 4, fine.
Are you worried about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more worried than a lot of Man United. A lot of Man United fans are still saying we got the 3 home games. It will be fine. I don't see.
On paper, it should be.
It should be, and you've got a game in hand as well. It should be fine.
On paper, it should be fine. But the reason why I'm really worried is because of the mentality of the team. Because again, it's all good saying that these are 3 home games, and they are, but they're different contexts now. They're 3 home games. You can't afford a draw. You cannot afford a loss. You have to win. You have to. There's no other way of dressing it.
Let's work it out now. So, if you lost one game, 1 out of those last 4,
it'd still be 4.
We have to win. We have to get 9
Liverpool
points.
won their 3.
Liverpool are going to win the rest of their games.
You're stressed, aren't
unless Liverpool drop points.
They can afford to lose.
If you draw, one more.
Yeah.
If you draw a game, say you draw a game when you're playing Leicester,
Monday night.
that's I think your hardest game. Aston Villa at home, you'll dust them.
Aston Villa
you'll
good
beat
team.
them.
Ooh,
And Liverpool haven't been great. It's been getting by, winning. You're going to win the rest of your games, which I predicted about 4 games ago that you'd win the next 8.
That would be 10 in a row. Why
Exactly.
can't we do this earlier?
Exactly. Liverpool haven't been in the top 4.
They've done their run.
I know, yeah.
They've done it.
I mean, to the point
We
where
always do this.
you know what I'm
I
saying? Their own
love-
fans are saying we're done, we're toast. Jurgen's got to rebuild. If Man United don't beat Wolves, I don't think we'll get top 4. We'd have 3 games to be able to do it, but we'd have to beat Bournemouth away, then Chelsea at home, then Fulham at home.
Can we just say, well done to West Ham, by the way. I know we're saying how
Yeah.
bad United were, but West Ham were fantastic yesterday.
Yeah.
They
Really
really had
turned it
United
around.
under the cosh for
Can I
lots
just
of the game.
can I ask you something? If you don't finish in the top 4, are you worried about your pursuit of Harry Kane? Because why would he
Oh, he
leave?
won't come.
Why would he leave to
Can't
then
go for him.
stay exactly where you are?
You can't even disrespect Harry Kane. I know some people say he ain't 1-0, who's he, whatever. He's top drawer, world class. You can't disrespect Harry Kane by saying, "Oh, mate, we didn't really." If you're Harry Kane in that position, you may as well say, I'll run this contract down for a year, then I can go where I want.
Yeah.
That makes his decision really easy because he can't go anywhere else. He ain't going to go Bayern Munich, is he?
Yeah.
There's nowhere else in the Premier he's going to go unless the unthinkable happens.
It's not going to happen.
But Chelsea aren't in the Champions League.
Do you know how much?
Chelsea.
That can't happen. That can't.
It won't
I don't think you lose to a team that's not in the Champions
It's not.
League.
I agree. It's not
You
going
may
to
as well
happen.
just stay
It's
at
the long
Spurs,
term.
then,
It's
yeah.
the long term.
It's not happening.
To answer your question, if Man United don't get Champions League,
Yeah.
it's a big problem because not just Harry Kane, the other strikers that you want to try and get as well.
Okay, Lonwabo says, Flex, if you bottle the top 4, you go again for Europa. Shamir says, you're going to... Oh, he said, you're going to beat us. Shamir, I think he's a Man City fan, says, you're going to beat us in the FA Cup. Really, Flex? This is a one-off game, man. Anything can happen in a one-off game.
Just give me top 4 first. I don't care. That's in June 4th, whenever it is. Just give me
Steve
top 4.
says, I'll give
season
props to the
is-
Liverpool
this is
fan.
so
He's
long,
great
man.
at making stats for agendas.
Who?
Pulling out a stat starting from February. Come on now, blood. He's obviously a United
Who's doing
fan.
that?
They're getting onto
He's
him
on
about
about
stats.
Yeah,
on this
but
channel.
when it's said he wants to come in about stats, and he bring the laptop out every team. When his team was in the mud and he's here just for vibes, man was here just twiddling his thumbs. No laptop, no stats, nothing.
Yeah.
Calypso says
There you go.
United bottled in the top 4.
PC.
Spurs qualifying for the Conference League. Chelsea being absolute shite. He goes, wow, this is what dreams are made of, he said. Saska says Matisse is a huge squad solely the problem, or as a chance,
Quality of
or
management.
also a chance for Poch to assemble a winning machine. Realistic Chelsea expectations for next season.
Well, it's also the quality of management as well and mentality, which comes from the top in terms of the management, which we had under Potter. Winning machine, again, walk before we can run. No Europe objective would be to get back into the top 4 and win a cup. Basically a similar season to United at a minimum. If the summer goes how it should, which is you need to clear out and you need to have a normal squad size and have a proper pre-season. So yeah.
Okay. Which was D Jatel says remember Brighton, guys.
Trust
3
me.
games in hand.
Exactly.
We're all
Yeah.
discounting.
That's why I'm still
That's
saying
actually-
it's about
no one talks about
20% chance that we
I
could
think
do it.
Brighton
I
have
still don't
some
think
tough
we will,
games,
really.
haven't they?
Why?
do.
Because what? Brighton got
Brighton
to play
have got-
City at home.
Yeah, Arsenal away.
Arsenal
City at home.
away.
They've already beaten Arsenal away once this season, though, Brighton.
Arsenal dust them at home.
Brighton.
No, they
No,
didn't.
they-
We
We brought them up. Deserved first
destroyed
game.
Brighton.
It was
What, in the
4-2.
Carabao
Where's your stats, mate? Get your facts right, mate.
They beat you 3-1.
Not about the Carabao Cup, man. I'm in the league. We went to.
Okay, but the stat was they have beaten you away from home this season, which they have.
Oh, I thought you meant in the league.
No,
The
they
league,
have.
man, I deal with. You know what I mean? League.
Blessing in disguise, FC.
They have,
Not the Carabao Cup, the league.
Brighton have got
But
Arsenal
they're
away.
a very
got tough
good
games.
They got
side.
Newcastle away
As we
well.
saw against Man
Yeah.
United, I thought they were excellent that day. You know what I mean? And
It's a bit much.
they've got a very, very good team. And Junkyard Neuron says, if West Ham win the Conference League, does that mean that they've had a better season than all of you? Arsenal are not having a worse season than Man
I
United.
hope they do win it.
Nah, it doesn't mean
I
that.
hope
They've
they
had
do
a
win
better
it.
season than
They've
Arsenal.
struggled
because they won the
to, right?
Yeah, they wanted Moyes out the whole year.
And
You can't say that.
GP says Arsenal still haven't won the league since the PS2 era. Who's your team then? Who's your team? Who do you support? Name your team. Name your team. And on Arsenal, let's get to Arsenal because I know.
Oh, it's cute when the pressure's
I
off.
know.
Well done.
Hold
Well
on.
done.
The pressure's off.
Yeah, the pressure's
I knew, right, that you were ready for today, innit? Let's be real.
I just
I
actually won't, mate.
I want a bit of
just
honesty
right.
now. You all thought
Yes, of course.
this was the one.
Yeah.
This was the game. I'm driving up to the game yesterday in Newcastle. Bing, bing. Pick my well, I didn't pick my phone. Press the thing on the dashboard that reads back the message, right?
Took my hands off the wheel.
Right? It was Big Steve.
Pulled over.
Big Steve.
Pulled over on the motorway.
Cecil took the wheel.
You're not allowed to,
and I was like,
you're not allowed to pull over.
We're going to do this.
By the way, you're not allowed to pull over on the motorway. either,
Shoulder settings,
right? It was Big Steve. Yeah, you're going to bottle it today. Yeah, the Sharks are coming, blah, blah, blah. I said, bro, why don't you concentrate on your... Because he said he's on his way to Madrid. I said, concentrate on Madrid, man. You know what I mean? You're worrying about us for. Expressions. He did a watch-along. Shamelessly, because he thought,
was the
this
op-along.
is the one.
Op-along.
The op-along. This is it. This is when it's done, right?
Wow.
But I have to say, I thought Arsenal were excellent yesterday, and I'm going to refute that the pressure's off because the league's not over yet. You've got to fight down to the end, right? And this was a highly pressurised game, and I was at this game last year, and honestly, that was the worst game of the season for me, even worse than the Tottenham away one, because I thought that we just got absolutely destroyed. We got blown away.
Could have been like that after 72 seconds as well.
We know
it was a weird game.
We know that
It was a weird
Newcastle. We know Newcastle is a place that when you go there,
Not for us.
You know the atmosphere is really hostile.
Craig, it's
It's a
10,
really
isn't it?
tough place to go to. We saw what happened to Tottenham when they went there. They got blown away 4 goals in 20 minutes.
Yeah. 5, wasn't it?
And
It was
you know,
five. It was actually 5.
Five.
It was
Five
actually
in-
That was 4 and 20 though, wasn't it?
It was 4 and 18,
5
5 and 21,
5
5 and 21. If
yeah.
you're going to be rude, get it right.
Yeah, stack gang.
Flipping heck out. Too much gadgets, mate. Too much stats. What's your stats station, mate?
Man.
You should get back to just coming with your phone.
Doyle, that's not with the Apple products.
Just bring your phone. That's all you need.
He's got his phone as well. That's what I was about to say. He's got his 2 screens going here.
Wait there. Just quick carry on, Robbie. This guy's shameless. You know? When you coming with all this
He's got so
news station.
He's got sofa score on
Where's the
one
iPad?
screen.
Who made you this guy? Who made you that? He's got score
Listen,
on the
just
other one.
relax yourself, man. Just relax yourself.
He's got about 10 tabs open with different Man United stats.
Yeah.
It was a
That
great
tab.
performance by Arsenal, going to a team that have been on fire at home, a team that have only lost 1 game. I think that Matty said to me they've only lost 1 game in 2 seasons at St James's Park.
2 and 2, and it was both
and that was
Liverpool.
both to Liverpool.
So,
and 2-0 clean sheet, and you know, it was a great game. It was a great game, back and forth.
I got to say, Robbie,
but yeah, great performance by Arsenal.
it was a fantastic performance by Arsenal, considering, as you said, the deflation after losing their last season, the mental hurdle that you've accomplished yesterday. Even if you don't win the league, I think Arsenal yesterday just showed that they're still around. They're not just lying down and dying. I thought Odegaard, I need to give that guy a clap, actually.
Captain. Fair enough.
That guy,
Come on,
factually now, I think it's...
That's your hand there.
I think it's 15 non-penalty goals in from the midfield, which is better than most midfielders ever in the Premier League. And we're talking Lampard, Gerrard, all these guys. Toure, I think's a little bit ahead of him, but there's still games to score for him.
It's a great goal.
Bruno did more than that
The way he gets in, he had a lot of penalties.
He took a lot of penalties.
Bruno did more
He took
goals.
the way some penalties after the final.
I rarely see Odegaard stress. He's the calm head in the team, and he finds these pockets of space. And it's almost as if you find Odegaard in that space, all the defenders running back to their goal, because he doesn't go to where the problem is. He stands away and goes, if you can find me, I can put Saka in, I can put Martinelli in the goal as well. You know, to have a shot from that far out.
Great
it's
finish.
almost as if when he gets 5
guy.
yards of space, 25 yards out, because of his accuracy, and he doesn't go for the top corners, he goes for the daisy cutters along the floor. The technique on that shot was unbelievable. What a player. Actual incredible player, and I have to just congratulate Arsenal for that away performance. I will say on this as well, we've got a stat that we're going to bring up now, which relates to the time being delayed before goal kicks. There's also 3 other stats like this. But Matty Renton, hang your head in shame, my friend, right? You're the one that was pointing to your watch when you did your fan cam with Robbie last night. Look at the stats, my friend. Liverpool and City, the 2 proper teams that never waste time, and look who's at the bottom. Newcastle United. And Eddie Howe tried to chat about it.
That's just what I'm saying. I didn't understand Newcastle of all teams talking about time wasting. I was like, you guys went to the Emirates, you parked it, brilliant point that you got there, very defensive, very resolute.
That was as well, by the way they parked it.
And you wasted time. Man United
did it against Arsenal, Liverpool,
it swings in roundabouts. It swings in roundabouts.
Listen, right, I came out of the ground, right, and literally every Geordie that came up to me goes, you wasted time, man. You wasted time. Time wasters. It's a disgrace.
Mate,
I was going,
you do it every week.
Taste of your medicine,
how can
FC.
you lot tell us about that? I go, at least we were 2-0 up, we wasted time.
Yeah.
We're holding on to a lead,
And actually,
right?
there's nothing wrong with doing it in terms of when you go to really tough away grounds, like
You have to do it.
for Newcastle going Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, for what they're trying to do. You have to manage these,
You know what it is,
these
Fitz?
atmospheres.
You know what it is,
The same with
Fitz,
Arsenal
yeah?
going there. You have to manage that.
One of the things I liked about the performance yesterday for Arsenal is like, it's almost like we're learning lessons, right?
Yeah.
So we should have been doing that sort of thing at West Ham.
Yeah,
we didn't
manage the game.
Try
That's
to
what-
chase
that's what I need
another
to-
goal.
that I need to mention.
Right? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Arteta, he finally was like, do you know what, Zinchenko, time to come off.
Yeah.
Time
Exactly,
for Tierney to come
exactly,
on. That was a key
exactly.
substitution. Locked it down 100%.
Yeah, because he was losing his battles. Zinchenko.
He was, and he got
So-
he got skinned by Murphy. He was on the floor.
Yeah.
He was doing it was a Van Dijk situation for him. I'm not gonna lie.
Limbo.
So he had to
Martinez hits it.
And you got to learn your lessons. And I was like, I thought Xhaka yesterday's the master of like
Hothead.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was slowing it down, little fouls.
You need them players.
But you got to, you know what I mean?
need
As I
them
said,
players, man.
as I was saying to them Newcastle fans, at least we did it at 2-0 up.
Yeah.
It was 0-0 the game.
They did it for a point.
Forget.
Yeah.
So you know, but they've got some good players. I think Newcastle are going to be
Strengthening.
a force. You know, for years to come. They are a good side, man.
They went, the Newcastle, on that game, Newcastle went toe to toe with Arsenal.
Yeah.
And actually, on a different day, they take their chances because let's be
so
honest.
Hit the post a couple of times.
Yeah,
First 5 minutes, they were peppering Arsenal.
I think it's on one hand it is testament to Arsenal because you
Hold on a
rode. No. Hold on.
Don't be a hold-on merchant
They had
again,
loads
Ross.
of
Let me know.
Come on, bro.
On one hand, it's testament to Arsenal because you've shown minerals to go there and get it done. Do you know what I mean? And ride out difficult periods of the game. From a Newcastle perspective, like if you're Eddie Howe, you wouldn't be overly worried about that loss because you go, you know what? On a different day, we scored 2 or 3 actually.
Murphy shot, six assist to the right, it goes
you know,
in.
when it went, was it Shah 5 yards out, heads it straight at Ramsdale.
Great save.
Isak heads it straight onto
Hit the
the
post,
post.
both sides of each
that's
half.
why you got to give credit
But
to
then,
Arsenal
what
because
I'm
they
trying to say-
capitulate in them pressure
But
moments to come
also
through that.
before those chances, right? Before those chances,
You were up the other end,
Also
didn't
had about 3-1.
That's what I was gonna say.
Martinelli hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
Before
Saka should have
that
scored.
chance, Saka should have scored. He had 2 1-on-1s. Odegaard on and just before half time would have probably killed the game.
Save, yeah.
Right? So, you know,
That's what I mean. They went toe to toe with you.
It was
and
Newcastle.
they can be like, you know what I mean?
It was a Newcastle at the start of both halves. First 5-10 minutes, really rocking it. And this is Newcastle's kind of becoming the next Anfield, where if you go to Newcastle, just understand first 15 minutes you need to get through it because they're going to pepper the goal.
you.
And then as soon as it calmed down, and Arsenal started to turn it up, and they did that in both halves. I dressed up in black. I'm not gonna lie. I had a black turtleneck on, sunglasses are out. I was ready. I thought this was the end of the title race. I was not expecting to Arsenal to go to St James's and get a result because We've just seen over the last couple of weeks you've been falling away. But Ramsdale, this guy, he's got to get his respects, because some of the saves, I know some of them were straight at him, but some of the saves he's pulling off this season in general is serious. And you're looking at goalkeepers, you're looking at Lloris, you're looking at
Because he does them in key moments as
Kepa,
well.
you're looking at De Gea, you're looking at all these goalkeepers right now in the
Do you
top
think
six.
he should be England's number one?
Yeah.
I've been saying that Ramsdale should be
even a
England's
question.
number one since last season even.
Because you had Nick Pope there yesterday as well. He made some great
But the
saves.
difference is with Ramsdale is he can play out from the back, so he can make the saves, and he's playing out from the back as well. So he's got.
Why would you want a
he should be-
goalkeeper fighting relegation every year? He's made the most mistakes since the start of last season that have led to goals, 15.
You're
And
not
that's
Pickford.
DR Sports. That's
Who?
not my fake stats.
How
by
do you
the
know
way.
that stat as well?
Pickford. It's DR Sports
Pickford.
posted
Oh,
it
wow.
this morning. 15 mistakes that have led to goals.
Yeah, well,
Pickford.
Nah, Ramsdale
should be
Ramsdale's
number
number
one.
He's only
I
played
saw,
3 times for England, Ramsdale.
I saw Ramsdale's dad yesterday, and he goes, "You," right? Because I
Was he
gave
gonna cuss you?
Because I gave him a 6 out of 10 in the player ratings.
In which game? In which game?
Is it-
What, in the Newcastle
Remember,
game?
there's a couple of weeks ago he had a bit of a poor game.
Shit, that game.
Southampton.
Southampton, yeah.
Yeah, he was crap. He gave the ball away after
Yeah,
20
yeah.
seconds. Come
Of
on,
course,
everyone.
a 6 was generous.
Bro.
You was being nice with
Ramsdale, you're that.
Ramsdale's
But no, I tell you, like,
4.
he was brilliant yesterday. He was brilliant. The VAR decision in the game, the right or wrong decision?
I didn't see it hit his thigh and then hit his arm for me. I thought it was a penalty.
I was wearing sunglasses at the time, so my vision was distorted.
It definitely hit his thigh. It hit his thigh first.
I think if it hits his 5 first, then.
Yeah, and that's not
If it does, then
If it
it's not a
does.
penalty.
Not like Lindelof's one yesterday.
Oh my word.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Oh my! The guy picked it up.
Lindelof's one was a pen, and then when De
And that was a
fell over,
disgrace as well.
when De Gea fell over on Antonio, it's not a foul.
Should have lost 3-0.
It's not a foul. Can I just say this one last thing on Arsenal though? As much as I agree with what you're saying, a lot of people had them down as an L for that game,
Or at least dropping points.
or
Yeah.
at least dropping points. So that's good. In the real pressure moments, I know you said you refute that claim that the pressure's off.
No, that was a pressurised game
Yeah, it's a
yesterday.
pressurised game.
But it's not the same as
not
leading.
the same
Yeah.
pressure as when
leading.
you're leading. And
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
to take away from that, you have to say, if Arsenal don't win this league, which looks probable by only a few points, by the way, because I think Arsenal would do their job now and
They
hang
could
on
make
in
90.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly, which would be
that's a
which would
really
be
good
fantastic.
achievement.
So, all honesty, when I say, you bottled the league or whatever, if it gets to that and you
They
get
get
into
to
the
90,
90
I
points,
think
yeah.
they'll
Try
get a lot
to
of
get
respect for
97
that.
and not winning it.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, the truth of the matter is when the
Never gonna
pressure
get
was
over
at its highest,
Yeah.
which was in them 4 games,
bottled it.
from Liverpool to City, the pressure
You know what? I
was too
felt
much.
I
It was
felt
too
I felt
much.
there was less pressure.
There's not
Go-
less pressure when you're when
One
that,
second,
man.
right? Going into the West Ham game, obviously the Liverpool game's big pressure, right? And
That whole run, Robbie,
right,
man.
but
pressure.
the West Ham game, that was not, to me, it didn't look like a pressurised game. They're cruising the game.
You had to win that though.
I thought-
Yeah, no, but I mean, pressure, you
it.
have to win.
We had to win it, but
It's pressure.
I just felt that was.
Yeah, but you can see one,
was,
then, yeah, but you
that
can
was a
see one,
game-
and then your arse goes.
That's one of
because
those games
the pressure
where-
is too much.
That's one of those games where we should have done what we did yesterday when we were 2-0 up. Just manage it out. And
Look
we
at
didn't.
Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton at
Southampton
home
was
is
a
the real,
poor. Yeah, that
real
was
one.
really poor.
Again, you just
So
come
was
off the
West
back
Ham,
of 2
though.
draws.
I agree. I think West
Well,
Ham.
they're all doing- that's what I'm saying,
That
they're
was
all the same.
Come
an
on.
excuse. I don't know what that
That's what I'm
was.
saying. You're coming off the back
Hold
of
on.
They're the same.
You're a hold-on merchant,
Did
Robbie,
Do you not
man.
tell me about pressure?
Listen, Martin
wait.
didn't concede a goal
Don't go
all
anywhere.
weekend.
Yeah, your team when you went
Martin
to.
didn't concede
Don't go anywhere.
goals.
I'm forgetting your trip to the Toon.
We
You know what I mean?
conceded 0 goals this
Anfield.
weekend.
Anfield.
Oh, big up Arsenal though, man. It's cute when the pressure's off.
Cute when the pressure's off. Well, you're going to find out.
Hey.
No,
There we go.
no deflection. You know what I mean? You bit of pressure's on.
Deflection,
Bit of
mate.
pressure's on United now.
Mad.
Let me do a few of these super chats. Loads of them coming in. Thank you for all of them. Also, we need 1,000 likes, man. We've
Yeah,
got over
come on, man.
7,000 people watching
Do your job
live
properly, man.
on this bank holiday weekend, but only 736 likes. We want 1,000. Give us 2,000. JC says, only thing I ask of Don Robeth. Please ask AGT to do his research before babbling out stats about Arsenal. Man said that Saka has 3 goal assists this year.
Wow. Why did you say that?
When did he say that?
I think
Do you know what? For a
think I
man
said
with bare
it,
gadgets, you say some mad stuff, bro. You should be the most credible man at the table. You got
Thank you.
every single resource
Thank you.
available.
It was on
to
the
you,
Saturday
and you're
football
still
show it
talking
happened.
No, I
nonsense.
left my iPad. It had that on, so I just didn't bring the iPad on.
Strictly Football says third on for Liverpool. Newcastle and United are sweating. That's the other thing. Newcastle
Could get dragged.
Newcastle
Well, they
could,
are in it. They're in
and I
this
was looking
thing
at
as
their games. They got some. They're
Matty,
running.
where are you, lads?
Yeah.
How are you, lads?
Yeah.
Matty
How
does
are you?
this.
Want to take that guy out, yeah, lad?
What is that?
I don't know, a bit of Alex, bit of everything.
Nabil says Man United's form is bad, but Man United players are exhausted now, and they have a week to get things right. If we win against Wolves, we will win the last 3. JC says, Matisse, you tried to do a funeral watch-along for Arsenal, then cancelled the funeral at the end of the game. Don't let him get away. Did you do that? Is that right?
How can you cancel a funeral?
Cancel? What do you mean?
It was called.
How's that?
It was called Doomsday. Okay.
You change the title?
Yeah.
It was called Sacrificial Sunday. Saka was in there.
What did you change it to?
And to be fair,
what did you change the title to?
I didn't change the title. I left it. It's still there. But like Sacrificial Sundays have been going well. You know, they've been going how they should.
Shameless
And I was,
MF.
I was just supporting the Newcastle.
Big up Matisse to getting 50k on his channel.
Big up.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hardest working guy out here, by the way. My thing's going off all the time. Bell notification. This guy's alive every minute. I'm like, bro, you're not even
It has
playing.
helped that Chelsea have been pants as well. Let's have it
Listen,
right.
after that watch, what I heard about that watch along, I'm unsubscribing. Rizwan Khan says it would be such a Chelsea thing to beat City at home next week. If they did that, that would mean that City's last 2 losses came from Spurs and Chelsea. Karma, but you got
play
City
City
away
home.
though. That's away.
City
though.
away.
Oh, you got to play City away.
I'm just hoping
It's away, right?
It's away.
It's away.
Etihad.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that it's not a cricket score. Do you know what I mean? Because we've all been talking about 7-0, 8-0.
Nah, you won't. That one.
Are you sure?
Nah, that one.
Are you sure?
Bro, you're
You
safe now.
you are one of these
We're safe
things.
now, exactly. So
You
we're
don't get
on
back.
the,
So now all these losses
now we're
that
on
you've
the
had.
beach. Now we're on the
All these
beach.
losses that you've had, you ain't had like 5s and
We
4s.
haven't yet, but we've deserved. We have deserved
KS
it.
is saying with a super chat. He says, "Are you worried that Chelsea could upset City now that
No,
they're safe?"
are you mad? We will not be upsetting nothing. You guys don't even listen. I know Arsenal fans really want us to get involved and lend a helping hand. Listen, we do not have the capacity to help you. We need to go to City and keep it respectful. This is Manchester City. We're talking about Haaland. I know Chelsea.
PSV says
This is not happening. It's
Mudryk
not happening.
masterclass incoming.
Yeah, you guys. Do you guys really believe that you can get back in this?
Probably not, but
Yeah.
listen, you've got to keep fighting to the end. Calypso says AGT should change his name to FFG, fake facts galore. Juice Source says, I'm an Arsenal fan, but Ramsdale is so poor on penalties. I think that's why he's not England's number 1, though he's class outside of that. El Shifty says, imagine Rafinha on the right instead of Murphy. Newcastle are coming. It's going to be scary real soon. Yeah. By the way, that Isak's a player.
He's wicked. I can see why was following around London chasing the car. He's wicked.
Yeah, maybe you should have chased him too.
We'll chase Harry Kane.
London Nomad says, how can Shearer and some people say it was a penalty? Kivior's literally thigh muscles ripple when the ball hits it. It was obviously not a penalty. Saska says, AGT, my brother, in red. He says, next season, do we also have to talk before we can run after this one, or do you feel we can mount a title challenge right away? And then let's just move on to Liverpool. You know what I mean? Because another win for Liverpool.
6 in a row.
And Salah again,
100 Premier League goals at Anfield, overtakes Gerrard and Fowler. 9 goals at Anfield in a row, which is another record. Unbelievable output for this guy. Listen, again, like Flex said, it wasn't a vintage Liverpool at all. We knew we just had to win that game to put the pressure back on, and we did. Now the pressure comes in its entirety with Leicester away. They're fighting. They had a couple of good results against big teams there this season, and then we go to Aston Villa at home and then Southampton away, who might already be down at that point. But again, I was happy with the performance.
Southampton won't want to do you any favours, that's for sure.
We have given them a lot of money for these players. They built a whole training ground through the Liverpool funds. But yeah, listen, goal from Salah. Disappointing with Nunes, should have scored. Gakpo should have scored, but we got the 3 points. It was over the line, and yeah, we go again. Try and get 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row.
Can you catch them?
I'm still going to say that there's around a 20% chance that Liverpool do this.
That low? Why do you think it's that low?
Just because we could slip up, and Brighton are still there, Newcastle are there. if you even if you lose a game,
You just
we
don't
could still
think you
not
can
get it.
capitalise.
I just think it's 25 tops.
Really?
At this stage,
Just
I'm
looking at-
not going to get
if I'm
carried
looking
away.
at the fixtures, right,
I'm kind of
for the-
resigned to fifth. If I'm
Fixtures are the teams chasing that top 4 place. I'll include all the teams after it.
Okay.
So it's including the teams that occupy at the moment. So Newcastle in third, right? But remember, as I said, Newcastle, everyone's going on about United could be caught. Newcastle's 65 points. So should be all right. But they got some tough games. Well,
No,
next,
they do. They got to play Brighton away as well.
They got to go away to Leeds.
You never know. Sam Allardyce,
Big
you know,
Sam.
mate. Allardyce, man. He's in there.
I think they win
He's
that.
as good as Pep and Klopp and them, man.
Exactly.
pint of gravy.
He's
got the knowledge. He's got the
Big up, Sam.
Yeah.
They've got to play Brighton, but it is at
Confidence.
home, and they're very strong at home. They've got Leicester at home, and then the last one is Chelsea away.
Yeah.
Never know.
I think they need 2 wins out of that.
Keep
Yeah.
my name out of your mouth.
Bro, it's Lampard's farewell when he goes back to just chilling with Christy. What's his wife's name?
Guys,
Christine.
Christine, bro.
Lampard will be on DR Sports
Look at the
next
cake.
season.
Look at the cake, please. If you need humbling, if you need understanding and comprehension, look at the cake.
Frank Farewell,
I
bro.
am so
Stream.
humble.
Frank Farewell.
No, there's no Frank Farewell. I'm so humble for where we are right now. We don't have nothing
Okay.
to-
Man United's fixtures. At home to Wolves, away to Bournemouth. Then they finish off with 2 home games. Chelsea
think they'll
again.
get it.
Chelsea, listen.
involved in everything.
Maybe I should bring the sunglasses back out.
Chelsea against United, and then they finish with Fulham at home, right? So it's that home form. They
Everyone's
should
saying
be all
because of
right.
our home form, we should get 3 out of 3, but
Brighton, I've got to go. They've got Everton at home,
Loads of games.
which is tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll beat
tonight.
them.
They then go away to Arsenal. They've got to go away after that to Newcastle. Those are 2 tough games.
Nah.
Then they're at home to Southampton, at home to Man City, and then they go away to Aston Villa. Those are some.
Prove deserving, man. All them Seagull man chatting to me the other day like they got Champions League. See?
That's a whole.
I was like tired. That's a Seagull man. I was going. They was like, you see the Seagulls now in 4th. I said, what? You not got Champions League? What? You got to win the league? Shut up, man. Look,
That's
they
a
ain't getting none.
horrific.
You know the
run,
Premier League's
isn't it?
gone mad when we're arguing with Brighton. We took everything from them. Everything. Their infrastructure, their manager, their player of the
I was
year.
saying you're not going to have no players in the summer.
And
I was so sorry.
The only thing you didn't take was the points.
Yeah, they didn't take the points.
I was like, you have the points. You can't
my whole
in the summer. Who you going to have in the summer? Who you going to have in the summer? Who? That's what I was doing. I was like, tired.
Spurs have got an outside chance of it.
And City as well.
Villa away.
What's top Spur?
Outside chance.
Who Spurs got to play?
Villa away.
That's a very tough
Let's move
game.
on. no, but then they're at home against Brentford.
Nah, you're a troll.
And then last game of the season away at Leeds.
Do you know
So
what would have to happen for
You're
us
a
to get
troll.
like everyone else above and around would have to literally just
Capitulate.
lose
can
every single game.
never write off. And then
It's written
Liverpool,
off. It's written
Liverpool away at Leicester, home to Villa, away at Southampton.
You've got a nice three,
probably
man.
the
Nice
nice three. But you'd have to say you're looking at United with them home fixtures.
That's why I'm still going United.
Should
That's why I'm still
get over
going
the line,
United.
I think. But yeah, top 4 race is interesting, man.
Yes.
It's going to go down.
The most
to
annoying
wire.
thing is interesting when it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
You know, but that is the irony of the top 4 race. It always is like that because from 3rd to 5th/6th is them teams that can't.
Nobody
they
wants
can't
to.
do it. So,
Abby,
yeah.
are you really disappointed now in the fact that if you
She
think
looks
about
it.
it, right, they've
Well,
lost.
She didn't care.
She looks
Okay.
it.
They've lost.
Disappointed just in
No,
general.
but seriously, right? You've lost 3 out of the last 5. Yeah, lost 3, drawn 1, and then you won at the weekend.
Yeah.
But had you have turned a couple of those others into that, you'd be right. I mean, Man United on 63 points. You're on 57.
Yeah.
You'd have been right up there with a chance, a very, very good chance now of getting the top 4, especially when you look at that running. It's a fairly decent amount of games.
Well, it's not just the last few games. It's, when Antonio Conte was mutually departing, he'd left us in 4th. And then potentially if you give it to Ryan Mason, then we're having a different conversation.
What about if they would have left him in till the end of the season?
Yeah, that too, if they would have done that. But he didn't want to be there, so that wasn't going to happen. But, I think we won 1 game under Stellini in those 4. So for me, again, another brilliant decision by the ownership. But yeah, they gave it to Ryan Mason too late. And I think, I'm not even going to go into that Liverpool game last week because it was just ridiculous.
Reggie lad.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous, and yeah, they should have taken a point out of it, but they only have themselves to blame. So there we go. More importantly, look, they managed to keep clean sheet at the weekend. Genuinely,
Two in a row.
that was more important for me than a win. They kept a clean sheet. They didn't concede at all. And yeah, I mean,
Mason for the job, stabilising the ship
Shut up,
quite well.
Flex.
No?
Shut up.
And another goal, another goal,
Asking a question.
another goal though. listen,
Just being a journalist.
Another goal for Harry Kane, right? And you know what? We were driving up to Newcastle yesterday, and me, Cecil, and that, we're in the car and we're having a little debate, right? I want to put it to you guys again. I think I've asked this before one time on the show. Obviously, Haaland breaking all these records, brilliant, right? So is it Haaland's 35 goals?
Yeah.
Kane's
In the
26,
league.
isn't it? 26.
Kane's on
26.
26.
I think
Kane's
in
a
the
real
league.
bad boy, you know.
Me check.
If
Kane's a
Kane,
real
so this
bad
was the
boy.
question, what I said to Cecil, right?
To do that.
That I feel, and I don't know what you guys feel about it, I think if Kane had gone to City,
Oh, yeah.
he scored the same amount
I
of
agree.
goals.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
same
You
amount.
would've I think you would have
And
smashed the
Haaland,
record.
Yeah. Different
It's
players.
rare that
He'd
we
be-
all
he'd be
agree with
getting-
Robbie here.
he'd be
but I
getting
think
more
we do.
chances.
How much has he
26.
scored? How much
He's
has
got
he
20, he's on
scored?
26.
35.
35.
Haaland's on
Kane's in the
35.
league.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Kane's
Kane
on
keeps himself
26.
fit,
Is it 35 just in the league?
if Kane keeps himself fit, he
Kane
can
does
shoot from
keep himself
distance.
fit.
Yeah, exactly.
He does now.
He can shoot from distance.
I think he'd get just
He'd be on the
He might get
penalties.
30, 31.
He'd be on
I
the
don't
penalties.
think
Flex, the guy is getting 26
doesn't
goals
miss.
and counting in a team like Tottenham, where
And
he is creator and
You could
finisher.
almost double
He
that,
shoots with his
actually.
weak foot better than Haaland.
You could
That's
almost
mad.
double that. at
cleaner
City.
finisher.
Yeah.
But you
know?
like
He
scores on
doesn't, but he
headers.
doesn't have that last line movement
I
like
think-
Haaland does.
Yeah.
That I see, the way think about this type of chances that Haaland gets, yeah, a lot of them are last line running in behind.
Yeah.
Kane doesn't
but you
really
can do that
Look
as
at
well.
the way
Even
he's
Haaland's
playing.
missed quite a few big chances. We saw
Yeah,
that the weekend.
loads.
Missed a
Brentford,
hat trick
yeah,
with
yeah.
Spurs
Kane,
the other day.
you know, when Kane misses
He
many big
wouldn't.
chances.
Kane will play in a completely different way for City. He would be told to literally stay in and around the box. When you look at what he does for Tottenham, he's dropping deep always because we don't have anyone that creates. So
He
he's
maps, like,
essentially
almost halfway.
creating, then getting there to finish
And
off
he's
the
on
move
26
as well.
goals,
He's on 26
like you
goals.
said.
If it wasn't for
in a team
Haaland,
like Tottenham,
everyone
right?
would be giving him way more flowers, and to do that at Tottenham with everything that's happened, you know, this season, every season.
With
he's
the
up
agree
there.
with that. Kane's a bad-
Come on.
Kane- yeah,
You
you've got to give him
think
his
about it,
flowers.
Flex. Yeah. If he's playing for City, he's got De Bruyne, he's got Bernardo Silva, Rodri,
Kane's heat map.
he's got Grealish, Mahrez, all these guys supplying him.
Kane's got Højbjerg.
Kane doesn't have anything. Kane drops
does
to
it
service himself.
Yeah.
He drops deep.
That's his heat map for
I
the
see
season.
I see him
Kane.
pulling off to the
It's
right.
ridiculous.
I see him pulling off to the right, switching play.
I still don't know if he scores.
It's close though. It's close.
100%.
He gets over 30.
Well, like I just said
I'd
before,
love
you're
to-
saying,
can we
I was
get a-
saying
can we
Kane
get a
deserves
poll up?
flowers.
Can we get a
I'm
poll
just
up,
making
guys?
Spurs.
No, yeah.
He's like, I'm on this golden
Second
boot
in the
thing
list
anyway.
now.
Like, I'm
He
just-
might
yeah.
might get 30 at
Crazy.
Spurs. So
I mean,
Yeah.
Navid
Yeah.
says in
Yeah.
the super chat, he says, "Don't be deluded. Haaland is generational. He is generational.
So is Kane,
So
though,
is
man.
But so it's much as I have to hate saying
Man,
it.
he used to say he's
as
not
a
world
Tottenham
class in
player,
that. He ain't done this, he ain't done
He's
that. he used to say.
unreal.
Yeah,
Is he world class?
Yes.
Oh,
Why are you looking up? Funny enough, right? So when he's in
Hold on.
Qatar, remember you asked me. I say,
Yeah.
I say he is.
Yeah.
He
He's
is.
world
He is.
class.
He's world class.
Played every game this season as well.
His goal scoring record, right? I
argue with
feel if he'd have went to City, he'd be scoring the same sort of figures.
I agree.
Yeah, I think
Completely
so as
agree with
well.
you.
Actually, I will. Yeah, do you know what? Because
What can't he do?
what I've been saying a lot of the time, because I've been arguing with a lot of Man United fans who are like don't want Kane,
got the poll up, by the
too
way.
old and that. He's got if Kane was at Real Madrid like how Benzema is, if he was at Bayern Munich and Barcelona like how Lewandowski is, he'd score the same what their
I
man
don't
is
know what
scoring.
it is,
so.
but he just never gets
Yeah,
the
it's
appreciation
crazy,
he
yeah,
needs
it's
to get.
mad,
And
it's mad.
I
It's the
do
team he
not know
plays
why.
for.
No, not even necessarily. I think for England as well, he doesn't get the recognition that he needs to get.
Yeah.
And as English fans, I don't get it. He's absolutely unbelievable.
By the way, we got the poll up now. It says, would Kane score more than Haaland at City? Maybe I shouldn't have said more than. I'm not sure he'll score more, but same amount,
Yeah, not more.
really.
Yeah.
But at the moment, 51% of you saying no, so it's quite close. Ricky Proctor said, what is the premise behind Kane needs to leave Spurs to join United to win trophies? How far ahead of Spurs are United to winning big
To be
trophies?
fair, I did actually say that as well, though.
What, do you believe that?
I believe it in terms of who I would bet my money on and has more of a chance of winning a trophy. If you're looking at Spurs or United, I would.
He's not guaranteed to win the Premier League.
No, he's not guaranteed to win the Premier.
He's just
But we're
got more
talking
of a
about
chance.
trophies in general.
Yeah,
and
we
I
just
would-
done one in the first season, the first 5 months.
I mean, there's probably, I'd say Brighton are probably more likely to win a trophy at the moment than Tottenham.
Navid says, no, Kane is not generational.
Mad.
Generational. Haaland is only 22.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
but since Harry Kane's
Kane
come
scored
into the
goals every year.
Every
innit?
he's
year,
done it.
honestly, that's a
You
dreadful
can't,
take.
How many goals
discredit
has he
Kane
got?
like he's just.
I think 2,
Remember
3?
they used to say it was one season wonder at the start.
Yeah.
They used to
Said
give
that
him that
about
whole. He
Salah
won't
as well.
keep doing it. Like hold that. Like Kane.
7
Like you
season
can't
wonder.
discredit a man who
on.
scored that many goals consistently in a shit team like Spurs.
Exactly.
You can't. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
Big
Can't.
up.
Mohammed says Brighton can decide the title, top 4 and relegation. So does Kane have to leave?
He should.
I mean,
should.
not asking you, Abby, because obviously
course he
you
does.
want him to stay. Does he have to leave?
Of course he
does.
should.
And where does he go?
Anywhere that
Anywhere.
it's any
Would you have him at Chelsea?
Anywhere.
You can go
I
anywhere.
would
You can go
take
anywhere.
that. Listen,
anywhere.
I would
Anywhere.
take him at Chelsea. I would be grateful that he selected us
Do
because
me a
he would
favour.
be
Mate,
ruining
he's not going
his
there.
Spurs
Relax
legacy,
yourself.
but he'd be getting.
It's not
He'd be
happening.
coming
It's
to
not
us,
never gonna
and he'd
happen.
be
It's not
playing
happening. Come
in the striker position next to Madueke and Mudryk.
Come on,
and
no.
Madueke
playing
as well, man.
balls
He
in
ain't
behind
even
for
that
them
good, man. He's
and
Brentford.
dropping
He's
deep and
I'm
scoring
tired of this
goals
guy
and
today, man.
passing and. Oh, it would just be
Haven't we got
Robbie.
other games to talk
It'd be the
about,
stuff
Rob?
of dreams, Robbie.
Are we
Robbie,
done?
this would be.
Can we wrap?
This would be perfect. Imagine Kane and
still
Poch.
going on.
He's still
Kane
going on,
and Poch on the
honestly.
sidelines. Oh my God.
Why don't you cut your
Going
plate?
to Tottenham away, maybe even lifting a cheeky FA Cup. I'd be taking that picture and sending it to Abby.
You've got 0
Unbelievable. It would be unbelievable.
I know.
In fact, you know what? Even if he came to Chelsea, give him the armband.
still
Give him,
talking.
Make him captain. We need leaders in this
Interrupt him,
team.
Robbie.
We need leaders in this team, Robbie.
Where's the
Make
hold
him
on
captain.
merchant when you
Should we
need
go?
it?
Armband.
Shall we
Let me
Number
just
9 shirt.
let me just fill you
Jesus.
guys in on some of the games we didn't talk about. Wolves beating Aston Villa 1-0. Unai Emery.
Hold that Villa and Gabriel Bonlahor.
Right. Got 1-0.
Always talking about Anthony, man. Leave him alone.
1-0. Did have a great game.
Nah, I didn't.
And there's some
Back in their
games.
place, Villa.
Games on tonight. Let's get some predictions, right? It's big games, by the way. When I say tonight, one of these games up soon. Of course, it's a bank holiday Monday over here in the UK.
It is.
Fulham versus Leicester. Leicester really need to get some wins going. I mean, they're right down there in the
Fulham
drop
win
zone.
that one.
Fulham v Leicester, guys.
Fulham
Predictions.
2-1.
2-1?
Yeah.
Matisse?
2-2.
1-1.
It's at Fulham. Yeah. Yeah. 2-1. 2-1 Fulham.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
I think they're going to show a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Party time.
They need it more.
Ready for Liverpool.
I think they need it more. Brighton versus Everton flex.
Brighton
3-0.
win by 2 goals. Brighton 2, Everton 0. Comfy.
Yeah. Seagulls are going to be crapping all over them toffees tonight. 3-0.
Do you want them to go down?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you're not in the like whole Scouse thing like
No,
that. They're
no,
Scouts, so we don't want them to go down.
No, get 'em
You're not
down.
real, man.
Get
You're
them
joking.
down.
I'd say 3-0 to Brighton. You wouldn't ask you for a cup of sugar if you was your neighbour, would you?
They do, actually. My cameraman's Evertonian. Come on, man.
I think it'll be closer, weirdly enough. I think it might be 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to go
closer.
1-1. You know, I think Everton are them type of teams.
Listen,
right?
mate, I just came from the Amex,
yeah,
mate.
no,
That man
and they
already.
were,
And the other man aren't they?
Yeah.
and they were brilliant. Yeah, but the thing is, right, you sort of come a bit.
Robbie, Everton again dusted.
Robbie.
No, listen,
And I love
hear
short
me out.
nights,
They got
but-
something for
Hear
you.
me out on this,
Hold on,
right?
hold
He
on.
said, Everton gets sit so deep, yeah. and then they'll just get a corner or something. Listen,
Nah, man.
1-1.
I can't see it.
Nah.
Never.
And here's another massive game for Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest versus Southampton.
Where's that?
Forest,
It's at
City
Forest.
Ground.
If Southampton lose it,
Forest 100% win.
Yeah.
Forest win that, yeah.
Yeah. Forest at home.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then surely that must be Southampton
Southampton
bye-bye.
be
innit?
down,
Yeah,
isn't it?
surely.
That'll
Forest.
be it.
Surely.
Yeah, they'd probably be down.
Mate, they've got 24 points.
24 points.
There's no way
And I'm
Southampton
just
are staying
celebrating
up.
hitting 40.
They have to win. They
Yeah.
have to win.
And I don't think they will away there.
Southampton need to win every
Do
game.
you know what? Right? I can see that
And
being a
hope.
draw as well.
No.
Nah, Forest will beat them.
Forest
Forest
beat
under
them.
pressure on loud City ground,
Yeah.
great atmosphere,
3-1.
running
Yeah.
around.
Ward Prowse will score a free kick, but Morgan
yeah,
Gibbs
I'm
White
gonna
will
go.
get
I
a
think that'd be
couple.
a draw.
2-0 Forest.
Just we do the last couple of super chats here. AGT, what impact on Liverpool is there if Everton get relegated, says Saska?
Just be a lot happier place, really. Do you know what? On the Cop TV last week,
Are you
someone
sure?
said, my wife is a blue. And I said, oh, do you want them to go down? And he said, well, if they go down, they might win a few games, so happy wife, happy life. So, yeah.
And Andy says, ask AGT on Liverpool booing at the national anthem at the weekend.
We were so close. We were so close.
I'd rather just wrap it up.
Go to Cop TV to find out the latest on what AGT and the Liverpool fans think of the coronation.
Just before we go there, why do Liverpool boo the national anthem?
I think most people know, but one thing I need to make clear is the booing wasn't actually aimed at the royal family. It was aimed more at the establishment. The songs that were coming out of Anfield on Saturday were F the monarchy, feed the poor. And I think it's important to understand in this country that it isn't all happy days when there's a royal coronation. There is a lot of problems that we've got in this country, and that was the point that the fans were making. But then people want to turn it into more should have died at Hillsborough. It
has nothing to do.
I had to delete over 100 comments on the Cop TV when I put the video up saying that they will play the anthem. It was a lot of scummy comments. More should have died, and this is why Liverpool fans don't like talking about this, because it comes back on us. People want to say, look at the Scousers, but for me personally, I'm not a royalist, not at all. And if we have freedom of speech in this country, and if that's how they want to, portray themselves, and we might look back in a couple of years, hopefully more people look back in a couple of years and say the Scousers were right. This country is a mess. So that's my opinion on it. But if you want more, then go to the Cop TV.
Thanks for us ending in doom and gloom.
Well, you asked me. We could have just moved on.
On that
Scousers,
By the way, the poll that we did, would Kane score more than Haaland? I think we should, as I said, could he score as many as Haaland at City? 55% said no, 45% said yes. So close.
I don't appreciate him.
Close.
No problem. We'll keep
You
him.
appreciate him, don't you?
I appreciate him. Yeah, of course I do.
He might not be there though.
Listen,
Lukaku, Kane swap.
Go away.
Negotiations coming soon, guys.
Anyway, that sounds plausible. Anyway, right,
We wouldn't pay them wages. No
we've
way.
come to the end of the show today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Big up to Matisse. Congratulations once again on 40 points. Make sure you cut the cake up for everybody.
Well done, mate.
AGT.
I wasn't spudding you. I was just...
AGT, the king of facts and stats.
Jesus.
Big up to you.
Can we do a poll? Should he lose his gadgets and just bring his phone? That should
Next
be the
week
poll.
I'm bringing my Tamagotchi.
Big up to
Probably
Abby,
still
well
make
done
it
to
dead.
Tottenham for getting their win, and of course, Fleck. Fleck,
Big up.
good
I like
score
Fleck.
today. The only person around the table who took an L.
I'm saying you wouldn't know by the smile on my face.
Do you know
You've got to
how
keep it
nice
moving
that
because
is?
it's still in our hands, Robbie. Remember that saying? It's still in our hands.
Bigger
The
fish
famous
to fry.
Arsenal say, bigger fish to fry is still in our hands.
The
Bigger
only fish to fry.
fry.
Oh no, sorry, you got the FA Cup.
Exactly, mate.
Right, thanks very much for watching the show today. Don't forget to subscribe here to the channel DR Sports. Big watch along coming up tomorrow. Real Madrid taking on, of course, Man City. Raul's in the building. Right, looking forward to that.
Where is the money?
And let me tell you something. Raul,
Shut up! What legends! I love
I'm
it.
rooting
We're all
for you,
behind
Raul.
you, Raul.
I'm rooting
We are on 31 points. People think it's a joke that I'm asking for 40. They think I'm being some sort of clown, some sort of jokester. I'm not telling any jokes. I need my 40 points. I mean, we have to take some responsibility as a Chelsea fan base. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're sorry. Everybody's sorry that we chose this life. I mean, this is disgusting. This is despicable. This is the bottom of the barrel now.
Yes. We are safe. We are safe. Oh my goodness. We are staying up. 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 Come on. It's done. 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 We are having a parade. We need to have a party, people. We need to have a party because do you understand what this means? Do you understand what this means? We are on 42 points. We've actually managed to put ourselves in a predicament of survival, of safety, of security. And it's a beautiful day.